Note the difference between strong and crude, relaxed and loose, quick and hurried, imaginative and distracting, deep felt and emotional, stately and pompous, delicate and feeble, passionate and uncontrolled, natural and accidental.
Right, let's do it. Put a hat on and look in the mirror, which is in front of this chair, in a delicate way. Claire, could you put it on in a feeble way? Quickly put a coat on, Peter. Jim, put it on hurriedly. Could you please gather up the papers on that desk passionately? Peter, in an uncontrolled way.
Yeah.
This is a kernel of brilliance, isn't it? So you're going to put the clothes on and you're going to go out of the door and then you're going to come back in and try and start to really feel what social type you've hit upon.
Dear Clancy Slaughter and May Taylors, how may I help? You're ever Bethel.
Well, a particular exercise that's really helped me in my own personal method as an actor and technique as an actor, and using the gestures and using physical motif to work from the outside in and give you a psychological impulse from a physical, and that's something I don't do enough of, and it's been very helpful.
There was a boy I went to school with who was totally upper middle class, but he had this whole sort of unroughed shtick going on.
Yeah.
But I got a real sense of his frustration of what it was.
If you change your body shape as opposed to, thinking, I'm this person, how do I convey this character? You just think, okay, well that person is very rich and, maybe she wears this coat and that gives her something else, and it's all those external things that actually can help you a great deal as opposed to you trying to generate it all from inside.
So when we read it, first of all, it was quite easy for it to be, certainly for me, for it to be quite stilted and difficult to access immediately. These two royal figures, it doesn't come naturally to me.
This so mournful meeting. The people's sword, the dreadful weapons of the dreadful weapons of religious frenzy.
As we looked at two fisherwomen, a scene that Brecht had written for this, and it really helps access it because you can concretely do a task or concretely become these larger-than-life characters.
Now I'm going to get it all off my chest. She's a disgrace to the whole fish market. She only gets a stand because her no good brother gets drunk with one of the market carts.
Keep it! Now as the fishwives read the scene.
Then went back to the Maria Stuart, but kept it as the fishwives. And so you had these two regal figures fighting like fishwives.
There are gods who punish haughty pride. Respect them, honour them, the dreadful ones who thus before thy feet have humbled me. Before these strangers' eyes dishonour not yourself and me, profane not, nor disgrace the royal blood of Tudor. In my veins it flows as pure as a stream as in your own.
I mean, what's marvellous about that is, of course, within the trappings of your royalty, we should feel that you are like two fishwives. It's then a completely brilliant scene.
If you're given license to go as big as you like and absolutely play the archetypal fishwife, if you just go for it and so you're at each other, it really allows for other things to come in and other things to become truthful.
Could you become utterly upper class?
Jeffrey, I wonder if you could tell me what's next.
What?
In your life, what's next?
Dunno.
Do you have a job?
No.
Why not?
Unemployment, isn't it?
If I were to ask you to play Prince William, I mean not an exact copy of Prince William, but try and think of that slightly estuary accent.
Yeah.
This is the reality of the upper class now, that really they're trying not to be upper class, aren't they?
Hi, I'm Will.
Yeah, I know.
You can call me Will.
Thanks.
I was wondering actually, on Friday night I'm going out to perhaps a bar or something. Would you like to come with?
Yeah? Where do you want to go?
You know, I'm really happy with just going to the local boozer, really.
As soon as you hit something that's absolutely of now, of our economics now, I think you immediately are onto very good work. I want you to wash your face carefully. Pretend there's ice in the water and try and keep your eyes open so that you completely sort of wash your face to wake yourself up, and then dry yourself with a towel. And then just pretend that pinned up in front of you is a little tiny fragment of a Brecht poem on a piece of paper on the wall, and just read it.
Deep down in the Moldau, pebbles are lifting. The top can't stay top because the bottom is shifting. The night has 12 hours and then comes the day.
That's it, thank you. So I'm going to say the poem, and then you do exactly the same thing. Okay. Years ago, when I taught you how with iced water in a copper bowl, you should dip your face into the water with your eyes open and wash your face, and then rubbing it with a rough towel, look at your script pinned on the wall in front of you. Now I hear that you're in prison. I wonder what your mourning will bring you. I wonder if you will wash your face in cold water and dry it with a rough towel, and do this action in a way that is exemplary.
In Prague, 3 dead emperors lie mouldering away. The top can't stay top because the bottom is lifting. The night has 12 hours and then comes the day.
That's how I think you make an ordinary action extraordinary, by putting it in its context. You put it in its context not by doing naturalistic exposition on the stage, like a prison guard shutting the door and going, Carolinaea 356, you know, whatever. You just say with a banner or with a voice or with a song, you just say, Carolyn Eyre fled to Russia from Hitler, and in Russia she was taken to the Gulag.
The scenario is one man who he's harbouring a Jewish couple in his house, and he can't keep them for any longer. He's either got them in his loft or in his basement, and so he goes and he knocks on a friend's house to ask if she might keep them. And obviously this is a really difficult situation. He doesn't know what she'll say.
We want to show that this character could do one thing, or she could do another thing, and how you enact that.
Could you not even consider just for one day? Just to shelter him for one day, please?
Let's see what happens now when you take them in. Now show us the moment, Anna. Come forward.
She sees the Jewish couple, so she knows what that means. She thinks about what might happen if she takes them in, and she contemplates whether that's too big a risk to take. Then she decides to take them. I never understood why I was reading, books about the plays, why I wasn't just doing them, but then I also never knew how to really put on a proper Brecht production, and that's why this workshop really excited me. It's all the different exercises combined that eventually create a whole.
How can his methods be used on contemporary scenes, on Shakespeare? I had no idea, so it was exciting to try and find out.
It stirred the pot, basically. I mean, it's lit a fire for what we could and ought to be doing, in my opinion, through theatre.